guys like that, I decided to change it up a little bit for today. I'm gonna put thank you since I was already typing. Oh, I thought I paused you. Stop that. Alright, there. Hello, Keith. Hatton? I don't know. Let me know how to pronounce that. Yes. Well, for me it's Scout. I didn't download Meet Me, or I think it's Plenty of Fish too. Yeah, I was trying to bring some people over from that app, but it got kind of crazy. I think since Scout integrated with Plenty of Fish and Meet Me, it's a lot of people that are looking to date, and I'm not trying to do that. But I kept the app because there's some live streams that are happening on there that are pretty fun. I liked your live stream about UFOs and stuff like that. Maybe one day I'll set up a live stream about some of the UFO stories that have been going on, and you could jump up on the panel and we could talk about it if you like. We could probably plan that ahead of time. For today though, I am gonna go back to what we were usually doing. Last time we covered the Asia degree story. There is a video that I do want to show. I don't know, let me know in the chat if you guys went ahead and saw the Facebook video that was recommended. I was kind of like at the last minute, and we had already been live for like 4 hours or something like that. So I needed to eat, so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna put the link in the chat for anybody who wants to see it. But if nobody got around to seeing it, then maybe I can. Oh, you guys can't hear me? Let me see. I can hear me. Watch. I can hear me. See? Watch. Now I'm in a loop, so let me get out of this. I don't know, Keith, maybe you gotta like go back and then come back in. I'm not too sure what's happening there. So as I was saying, so if nobody has seen that video, then maybe we could show it maybe tonight or tomorrow. I'm not too sure when I'll have time to do that. I am short on my free hours on StreamYard. I think I have like 4 or 5 to go. Today's live should be short, so maybe I'll come back tonight. But yeah, let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me, because I checked on my phone and I was able to hear me. And I kind of am hesitating now to start if you guys can't hear me. Danielle, let me know if you can hear me. Or Punisher. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone right now. So I'm going to assume that y'all can hear me because I was able to hear myself on my phone. So yeah, so some of these stories are not going to be brand new. There were some stories that I saved during the off time when I was preparing the Asia degree case. So I will call out when the story was posted just so that there's no confusion. Okay, alright, cool. No worries, no problem. I just wanted to make sure. Alright, so y'all can hear me. That's great. So let me go ahead and take off this banner. Please make sure that you subscribe to or follow me on Instagram. I have a true crime Instagram. I put the link up in the chat. I also added a link to my backup channel, which is called MissRaeMoody Talks. I plan to use that channel as a backup channel, but also as like a channel for open discussions, open panels, that kind of thing. Probably won't be doing like playlists, kind of like what I'm doing over here. Keith, I guess you didn't hear me when I was saying, if you like, I can probably put together a playlist of like, because I know you like UFOs and stuff like that. That's what your live streams are on Scout or Meet Me. There, like I said, it's Scout, Meet Me, and I think Plenty of Fish that I've integrated together. So some people have Meet Me. I downloaded Scout because it says chat, make friends, go live, and I was like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. But then there's these people that were like trying to meet up and stuff, and I was like, what's going on? Like, why is everyone trying to get to know me? Like, I'm just, you know, just using the app to chat and to like watch the live streams. Keith has a live stream on there on like UFOs and things like that. What I was saying is maybe I could put a playlist together of some of the UFO sightings that have been happening lately. That has been covered in the news. Maybe we could pull up some articles or something like that, and then you can jump up on the panel if that's something that you want to do. Just let me know on the app, and I can put something like that together, and you can jump up on the panel and we could like talk about it. But today we're gonna look at some. Okay, cool. So today we're just gonna look at some cases, not cases, but stories that I found the last week or so. I did take a little bit of time off from live streaming to prepare for the Aisha degree case. That was last live stream, so if you want to check that out, that's gonna be on this channel. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So thank you everybody that's here. Please remember to hit the like. Donation information is in the description. I do appreciate everybody's support, everyone's subscriptions, and hitting the like and donations, of course. I really do appreciate it. So let's get started. This first clip we're going to watch is from CBS this morning, and it was posted 2 days ago. It's called "Lobster Diver Survives After Nearly Being Eaten by a Humpback Whale." So I thought that sounded interesting. Let's check it out. Let me know if you can hear it or if you can't hear it.
A Massachusetts lobsterman says he is lucky to survive an animal encounter in the open sea. He says it happened Friday morning near Provincetown on Cape Cod. Tom Hansen is here with the details. Tom, what is all this talk about? A whale of a tale.
Yeah, it's quite a crazy story, Michelle. Well, Michael Packard has been making a living for years diving for lobsters off the coast of Cape Cod, but on Friday, for a few seconds, he says he almost became the prey when he ended up inside the jaws of a humpback whale.
All of a sudden, I just felt this huge bump, and everything went dark, and I could sense that I was moving.
Veteran lobster diver Michael Packard was hoping to make a catch yesterday, but he says he almost ended up on the menu for a medium-sized humpback whale.
And I thought to myself, okay, this is it. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he was probably like, this is it. This is how I'm gonna die. Inside the belly of a whale. I mean, it's funny because he's okay. I did watch this clip. Yeah, I was thinking that was like some biblical experience that he had. I'm a little, I feel a certain kind of way that he didn't have a GoPro camera on, because I really would have liked to see that. But he didn't. But let's see what else he has to say.
For 30 terrifying seconds, Packard says he was trapped in the whale's mouth.
And then all of a sudden, he went up to the surface and just erupted and started shaking his head, and I just got thrown in the air and landed in the water, and I was free.
The whale does not...
That's a hell of a story. He got shaken by the whale, and the whale spit him out.
does not want a human dessert.
Dr. Ian Kerr is a marine biologist at the Ocean Alliance. He's been studying whales in Cape Cod for more than a decade.
I've been in this business 30 years, and this is the second time I've heard of it happening. This area down by Provincetown is like...
This is the first time well, actually, if you count the Bible, then, and I don't know if that's what he's talking about, this would be the second time, right?
a highly productive area, which is why the fishermen are there, the lobstermen are there, it's why the whales are there. Basically, he just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Kerr says humpbacks, which can grow anywhere from 25 to 40 tons, are gentle giants that pose no threat to humans.
How lucky is the diver to make it out of this situation alive?
I think he was very lucky. I think he's very lucky. It could have been a nasty situation, but I am sure the whale was almost as freaked out as Michael was.
Bruised and battered, but happy to live and tell the tale.
As soon as I'm healed up, I'll be back in the water.
Not exactly the choice I would make. Now, we asked Dr. Kerr if he finds anything fishy about Packard's story. He tells us that as humans spend more and more time in the ocean for commerce and pleasure, encounters with sea life will happen with more frequency. Dana?
I like the use of fishy there.
Yeah.
I do. We were saying, maybe he opened his mouth and he floated in.
It's very bizarre,
Yeah.
very bizarre. We were off the coast of Provincetown, P-Town, just this week. looking for whales for a story, an upcoming story we have. There are a lot of whales there right now. Humpbacks, fins, minkies.
You didn't get swallowed. That's all I'm saying. You would be a tasty bite, but I have to say, the inside of a whale's mouth, that's what I want to know about.
So I had seen another clip, and I didn't show that one because they had whales are mammals, not fish. I think they were trying to make some puns, and they ended up being scientifically inaccurate. But what I was gonna say is I didn't choose that one because the beginning of it was like the ending of a different story that had nothing to do with it. But in that video, he was smoking. So I was thinking to myself, maybe the whale spit him out because he was a smoker. I'm just saying. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove this one. Okay, so this next clip happened, I want to say last week. Okay, it was on the 3rd. Well, this clip was posted on the 3rd, and that was going to be like 2 Thursdays ago. It's about 2 children that escaped a group home situation and ended up having a shootout with the police. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let me mute it though, because there is an ad first. And I will put the sound back on once the ad is done playing. Just 1 second, please. La 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 la. All right.
We're getting our first look at the 12-year-old boy who cops say opened fire at deputies along with a 14-year-old girl. Today he was in court, and considering his age, it's hard to fathom the charges he's facing. Many news outlets have decided to show his face, even though he's a minor, because of the seriousness of the incident and the charges. Les Trent reports.
He looks like he could be in the principal's office for some silly prank at school. But this 12-year-old is in huge trouble with the law.
You're also charged with attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer.
Travis O'Brien and a 14-year-old girl are accused of opening fire on cops during a 30-minute shootout.
Shots fired. Everybody get hard cover. They were coming out to kill cops.
Southern Way says you were not swallowed. Who, me? Or you talking to the dude?
The 12-year-old did not speak during today's hearing, at which the judge referred to him as Mr. O'Brien.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien.
Cops say the boy and the girl ran away from a home for troubled youth. They broke into a house and found 2 shotguns, an AK-47, and a handgun. When cops arrived, the girl reportedly said to the boy, "I'm gonna roll this down like GTA," referring to the violent video game Grand Theft Auto.
I'm gonna roll this down like Zelda, Breath of the Wild. What the hell? I'm gonna roll this down like Mario Kart. Like, what the hell? Kids say the weirdest stuff, I'm just saying.
Shooting out the rear window toward my direction.
Deputies ducked for cover behind trees.
Southern Way says that's sad, too much GTA. I know a lot of people that play GTA, even, I mean, maybe it's not appropriate for children, but that would be a case for their parents to be, you know, vigilant on what they're watching and also putting it into proper context. But however, remember, they were in a group home, so I don't know, I can't, you know, can't call it on what kind of home life they had. Before this incident, I did see a video of the father of the boy saying that he was not a gang member or into that stuff. But like I said, they were in a group home, so where's dad at? Why isn't he more active in the situation? It's not my place to speculate what people do privately in their homes, but I get what you're saying. I don't want to make a habit of blaming video games for people's behavior, because what it all boils down to is knowing right from wrong. You know, we're going to start blaming video games, we're going to start blaming movies, TV, books. You know, we can't, people need to be responsible for their own actions, and if they're minors, then where are the parents? Why aren't they more active in the children's life? Especially in this case, when both children were living in a group home and parents were not present. So I hear you, but I just don't personally want to start blaming video games for people's actions.
They just busted out the window in the back. Stand by.
Female has a shotgun in her hand. Stand by. Put the gun down now!
Sorry about that.
She's got the AK and a shotgun. She's wrapping around the top of her neck.
Then came the stunning realization that they were being fired upon by children.
Hey guys, just hold behind hard cover. Let's not shoot these kids, man. Let's just hold on. Take our time.
10-4, they're shooting at me. She's re-racking around inside the shotgun.
All right, let's not engage them anymore. Let's not challenge them. Just hold behind hard cover. We're just going to hang out here.
You can hear one officer praying it doesn't end badly.
Don't make me do this. Don't do this.
You can hear the restraint of the deputies pleading not to have to use their guns.
Cops say the girl, seen in this photo given to the news media by her father, was shot and wounded when she refused orders to drop the shotgun and opened fire from behind a parked car.
You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 bullet holes.
30 seconds later, young Travis O'Brien came out of the house with his hands raised.
They shot through the bedroom window. They shot from the garage door. I mean, this is like Bonnie and Clyde.
Now these juvenile Bonnie and Clyde desperados have to face the music.
You're also charged with attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer.
It did sound like the girl was more of the antagonist in that situation, and the little boy was kind of along for the ride. If there are any updates on that, I will put it in a future playlist and we could talk about it then. There is an update on another situation that I was feeling a certain kind of way at the beginning. I don't know if y'all heard about the mom that allegedly created deep fake photos of a cheerleader vaping and I think like doing some other inappropriate things. We have an update on that, but that's going to be a little bit later on. So let's go ahead and continue watching these videos. The next one is called Mother's Warning, TikTok Fire Challenge Attempts Leaves Girl 13 Hospitalized in the ICU. So let's take a look. After this ad. 1 second.
A mother in Oregon has a warning for other families tonight.
I do apologize about the change in the volume. That's going to be the videos doing that. I can't really control on that, so I apologize.
Right after a viral TikTok video landed her 13-year-old daughter in the intensive care unit. And we want to warn you, this is a do not try at home. The video showed a trick in the bathroom, pouring alcohol into a cool shape on the mirror, then lighting it on fire. Destiny Crane, she tried it for herself, but ended up with third-degree burns on her neck and arms.
She screamed my name and opened the bathroom door, and her body was on fire. I have parental controls on all her stuff. This still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough.
Destiny has already had 3 skin graft surgeries. She's expected to be in the hospital for at least 2 months.
Well, parental controls on devices are only going to do so much. It's not going to go through all the content of certain apps. So yeah, she had something trying to keep her daughter from being exposed to certain things, but on TikTok it's all kinds of content on there. There's going to be innocent content and there's going to be dangerous content on there. Really the only way you're going to keep a child from viewing inappropriate content is to be looking over their shoulder 24/7. Or another thing I could think of is giving them one of those old school phones that only allow you to text and make calls. Again, this is going to be something that's from home to home, how they decide to handle these situations. I mean, I want to say when I was 13 years old, I knew alcohol plus fire equaled disaster. I mean, I feel for her. That looked very painful. She's in the ICU. She's probably going to be scarred for the rest of her life, and that's heartbreaking. But remember, it's up to the adults to make sure that their kids aren't doing stupid shit. I don't know what to say. I'm not a parent, so I hesitate to comment too much on that. I just hope that, and the reason I even show videos like this is to spread awareness, because if this happened in one home, who's to say that it's not going to happen like elsewhere? So unfortunately, she's injured, and but it sucks. Southern Way says the old flip phone with the snake cane on it, and that's it. You know what I mean? And that's gonna be it. And if they have a computer, like I said, just look over their shoulder and just make sure that they're not looking at anything inappropriate or dangerous, because kids are very vulnerable and also very susceptible to anything. Think about it. Somebody tells you, put a cool design. First of all, how the hell do you do a cool design with alcohol? Like, as soon as you spray the alcohol or pour it on, it's not going to be a cool design. It's going to be all over the place. Hey, Emmanuel Briggs. So good to see you. Glad you're here. And then fire. Can you imagine? That just like blew up probably, and who knows how close she was to that too. And well, if she had a lighter, she probably was like really like close to it. That's, oh my god, that's really sad. But yeah, unfortunately things like that are happening in the world, and it's up to us to spread the word and make sure nobody else gets hurt like this. Alright, so this next clip that I chose for us to watch is having to do with a child that actually was a hero. He saved, I want to say, somebody's life, but I'll let the news clip tell the story, because it's been a little bit since I saw some of these clips. So it's called KERO. Boy 7 swims 1 hour to shore to get help for the family after boating mishap. And this was posted May 31st, so this was a bit ago. And it is courtesy of 6 ABC Philadelphia. I do apologize, I stopped calling out the channel where I got the video from. I was in the habit of doing that. I took a break and now I'm back, so it's going to take a little bit for me to get back into the routine.
So good at being in the water. And
okay.
How'd you get so good at being in the water and dealing with those kind of situations?
I have no idea.
Chase Pouse is only 7 and he saved himself and his family on Friday night. Chase, his 4-year-old sister Abigail, and his dad went out on a boat to fish from Mandarin Point. Chase and Abigail swam by the boat while it was anchored.
The current was so strong that my sister, she usually hangs out at the back of the boat, and she let go. So I let go of the boat and I grabbed her.
Aww.
And then I was stuck.
Stephen Pouse, the father, says he jumped out of the boat to save his kids. Pouse says he told Chase to swim to shore.
I told them both I loved them because I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
Oh, that's sad.
And I tried to stick with her as long as I could, and both of them really. I wore myself out, and she drifted away from me.
But Chase kept swimming to shore.
Were you getting tired swimming?
Oh, yes, that's why I did that. That's why I floated on my back.
Chase says he didn't have a life jacket.
Smart kid. I don't know if he has swimming lessons or whatever, but that was really smart. He got tired, so then he knew that he could just float if he flipped over to his back, and he probably just, like, you know, paddled with his hands to shore to get help.
Jacket on, but Abigail did, and that's what kept her afloat when she drifted away from her dad. The 7-year-old made it to shore after an hour and knocked on a neighbor's door for help. And that help finally came when Florida Fish and Wildlife rescued the father and 4-year-old in a boat. The Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department and the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office also helped in this rescue.
We're here. By the grace of God, we're here.
Okay, I don't know if he was in the middle of saying something.
Now a shocking allegation.
I don't know if he was in the middle of saying something, but it cut him off at that point. And I'm really glad to see that the family is okay. That must have been really stressful, and good for that little kid. He is a hero, and yeah, I can't say that it was anybody's fault. Things happen. I'm just glad that they were able to figure it out and get help, and everybody's okay. So this is the story that I was telling you all about, the cheerleader mom who allegedly deepfaked some videos of, at first I heard it was an opponent cheerleading squad, then I heard that it was a cheerleading squad from her daughter's school that she was trying to get into, but they didn't have room for her, so they made it sound like she was trying to spread these rumors and trying to get somebody kicked off of the squad to put her daughter in. I'm not really clear on what that part was about, but here is an update. It's called Cheerleader says mom didn't deep fake of teammate vaping, and this is going to be courtesy of Inside Edition. So let's take a look.
Allegation: the cheerleader's mom criminally charged with creating fake videos meant to disparage her daughter's rivals. She vehemently denied it. And now prosecutors are saying they were wrong. Those charges have been dropped. But the mom says her life has been ruined. Now her daughter is speaking exclusively with Inside Edition.
It was a stunning allegation. The mother of a star cheerleader accused of creating a deep fake video to trash a rival.
Was your mom trying to destroy the other girls on the team?
No, that's not true.
In this exclusive interview done with her.
Do you see these jeans? These were in when I was in high school. I don't know if anybody remembers Jinko jeans, Jinko pants. That's what that reminds me of. I guess they're back in fashion, maybe.
Mother's permission, 17-year-old Allie Spohn wants America to know her mom is innocent.
She gets trashed all over social media. She doesn't work anymore.
Allie was on the Victory Vipers cheerleading squad, one of the most competitive in Pennsylvania, as seen in this 2016 video. The arrest of her mom in March made big headlines.
A mom arrested, accused of making fake videos threatening her daughter's cheerleading rivals.
I can't believe this 50-year-old mom learned how to make deepfakes.
Have you ever seen Jinko jeans, Keith? I could look up some pictures. If you've never seen them, that way I could show you what they are.
Allie's mom, 50-year-old
Maybe I'll look them up anyway.
Rafaela Spohn, was accused of creating this video, which purports to show a 17-year-old member of the squad vaping.
We've all seen this vaping video. Is that vaping video real?
Yes.
It's real?
Yes.
That really is one of your cheer teammates vaping on camera?
Because I was there, we're at a sleepover with another girl on the team, and I watched them take the video.
The girl in question, Maddie Heim, told Inside Edition a very different story when we spoke to her in March.
I was shocked, surprised and scared because I didn't know who would be able to manipulate a video like that because it looked really real.
Wow. She's lying.
Now prosecutors are backing off the claim that Rafaela Spohn created the video on her computer using so-called deepfake technology. Police are unable to confirm the video was falsified, the prosecutor says in a statement.
Little by little, the DA's case started falling apart like a house of cards.
But Allie's mom still stands accused of sending the video, along with harassing texts, to the coach of the cheerleading team and other parents.
If her mom didn't make the deepfake video, did she send those texts and pass the video around to the cheer coach and the rest of the cheer community?
No, she never passed them to any cheer community.
Deepfake videos like this hilarious one of the Queen of England dancing are all over social media. Allie says the allegations that her mom made the video have been heartbreaking for her family.
I feel really bad because no one should have to go through something like that.
Separate from that video, Rafaela Spohn still faces 3 counts of cyber harassment of a child. She denies any wrongdoing.
Okay, so I was able to find Jinko jeans, and these were all the rage when I was in high school. All the ravers had them. I don't know if I could probably, let me see. Here's an ad. I don't know if you can see those, but they're really big. Cause bell bottoms were tight at the top and then big at the bottom. These were big all the way down. So, and this was in the 90s. This is when they were in style, when I was in school. See, they're huge. Anyways, yeah, these. Oh no. Yeah, these black ones. Alright, I just wanted to share that. Okay, let's go back to what we were looking at, and don't forget to share audio. I do that sometimes. And minimize. Let's see. Southern Way says, well, they're all crazy. That's true. I just thought I don't know, because I felt kind of bad because I felt that the mom was doing the whole deepfake thing. It made sense, but now that it turns out it's not true, but she was still acting crazy. sharing the videos and, harassing people. And I'm guessing it was all to try to get her daughter into the cheerleading squad. Emmanuel Briggs says, I hated those damn pants. It looked like something a rodeo clown would wear. It was the ravers in my school that liked them. I don't know. I hung out with the skaters, and they had baggy pants, but not like that. That was wild. Southern Way says, I remember them pants. I had the cargo jeans. Oh yeah. That's what's up. Alright, so now the next clip we're gonna look at is Sinkhole Watch. I do like to include sinkhole videos. I find them fascinating for whatever reason. I feel like we should know if there's holes opening up on Earth that we could potentially fall in, because, that sounds crappy. This is called 17-year-old discovers and nearly falls into a massive sinkhole, and this happened in Konya, a province of central Turkey. This is courtesy of Inside Edition. Oh, it looks like there's one in Turkey and there's one in Mexico. Let's find out what's going on.
Large sinkholes recently appeared in 2 different parts of the world. A 17-year-old discovered one of the sinkholes in his grandfather's field.
See, I couldn't get that close. Like, if I had a drone or something, I would, hey, observing stuff. I was just thinking about you, because I remember last time I showed you a sinkhole that happened in St. Louis or something like that, and you were like, fuck that. Well, here's 2. One's in Turkey, and one's in Mexico. And I was just saying that I would not get that close. Those 2 people are way too close for even for my comfort. If I had a drone or something, I would rather use that, but that's just me, I guess.
Field in the Konya province of central Turkey. The night before, he'd been walking in the area, and he said there was no indication of the geologic disturbance. But the next morning, he says he nearly fell into the hole. Had he done so, tragedy would have resulted. The sinkhole is 3 meters across, but 65 meters deep. It's not an isolated occurrence in the Konya province. A number of sinkholes have appeared there in recent years. Most notably, a monstrous 17,500 square meter chasm that revealed ancient human cave dwellings. Scientists suspect the sinkholes are caused in part by groundwater depletion, a side effect of modern agricultural practices. And across the globe, in the Mexican state of Puebla, another massive sinkhole opened up, also in a field. The mouth of the abyss measures at least 60 meters across and extends 15 meters deep, and it may get bigger. It dwarfs the curious onlookers standing at its edge. Like its counterparts in Turkey, scientists and environmental groups think humans may have had a role in its creation. A result.
Emmanuel Briggs says, oh hell no, that looks like something from out of a damn horror movie. Nope, I'm moving. No shit.
Of groundwater depletion caused by local industries. When water is removed, there is nothing to keep the earth above it from collapsing, and these giant sinkholes are the result. This is Inside Edition Digital.
Hi Terrence Bade, how you doing? We're just watching a sinkhole. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to another case. Oh, let me see what Keith says. Says, grr, flying at the moment, lost connection briefly. Oh, sorry to hear that. Well, you could always rewatch. I usually leave my live streams up. So yeah. Alright, so this next clip is having to do with the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell case. I do notice that there's a couple of new people here, so I do want to give a little bit of background information on this case if you're not aware of it, or for anybody in the future that's going to rewatch. So Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell got married in the midst of Lori Vallow's children being missing. Okay? Her parents, I want to say, called in like a wellness check for the kids, and they did not turn up. They gave her a deadline to produce the children, and she never did. She went to Hawaii, got married. In fact, the husband, which is Chad Daybell, his wife died under mysterious circumstances. Lori Vallow's ex-husband had died in mysterious circumstances. Her brother actually killed him, saying that it was self-defense, and then he died. So there's a lot of death surrounding these two. So eventually they get arrested, and then they investigate their property and they find the children buried. It looks like, I think one of them had been burned, and the other, I'm not sure if they ever release like cause of death exactly on their situation. So far they're still they're still locked up. They just charged them with murder. Lori Vallow has since been pronounced not competent to stand trial, so they're going that way. It looks like one of your old girlfriends. Who, Lori? Damn. Okay, so this next clip is not having to do so much with the case, but just something else that's happening surrounding the case. It's called Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell's Alleged Crimes Will Be a Film, and this is courtesy of Inside Edition. And was posted on June 4th, so it's been a minute. Let me go ahead and let this ad play. It's delicious looking pizza. Alright, making me hungry. Where's this place? I bet we don't have one of these places. Extreme Pizza? No, we don't have that. Oh well. Alright, so pause. And let's go.
The case against Lori Daybell, the so-called doomsday mom charged with murdering her 2 children, is on hold after she's been found mentally unfit by a psychiatrist. But her story is coming to television in a new Lifetime movie. We spoke with the actress who plays a role ripped right from the headlines.
It's the case that's gripping the nation. Lori Daybell, the so-called doomsday mom, accused of killing her 2 children with her new husband. Now Lifetime is making a movie about the case.
Did you do something to your children?
I've done nothing wrong.
Playing Lori Daybell.
Observing, doesn't she look like Charlotte Flair? Like if they did a movie about Charlotte Flair's life, like she could play her. Watch, right here. Doesn't she kind of look like Charlotte Flair? Check it out. Let me know what you think, because when I saw this, I was like, yeah, that looks like Charlotte more than she does Lori, but that's just my opinion. Oops.
Actress Lauren Lee Smith, who spoke with our Megan Alexander.
How do you approach a movie that's based on a story that's still very much in the headlines?
We really wanted to set the story up by showcasing a woman who was a very devoted mother and who loved her children very much. And
she murdered them. Just saying.
There was a time in her life that, you know, everyone considered her to be this ideal soccer mom.
Mark Blucas plays Chad Daybell.
What message do you want viewers to walk away with?
Because it's such a high-profile public story.
He looks familiar. I know he's an actor, but he's been on something that I watched. That's gonna bug me. I'm gonna find out later.
And we know so much. It's the in-between moments. It's the stuff we don't know that's captivating.
Veteran actors Linda Pearl and Patrick Duffy star as Lori's former in-laws, who are credited with keeping the investigation in the spotlight.
The Woodcocks, this couple that they just knew that something was wrong, and so they were insisting on the truth and taking a proactive stance as best they could to protect their family members.
You don't go from being Mother of the Year to a special needs child to a person who won't even say where he is.
If something triggers an element in a person's personality where they are now out of control, then that's what I saw happen to her, to Lori.
The children's remains were found last year on Daybell's property in Idaho. Investigators say Lori believed her children had become zombies. She and her husband have yet to enter a plea on the murder charges.
Alright, so they're already making a movie out of that situation. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of curious. I might watch it. Alright, so this next story, let's see, was
we're here.
Posted. It's crazy how all of these clips have ads. On June 2nd, and it's about a father who went out on a trip with his sons, and he ended up having a really bad time. due to some accusations. So it is called Las Vegas father wrongly named in boy's death says police pointed guns at him and took his kids. And this is courtesy of Fox 5 Las Vegas. Let's take a look.
Jose Montes is a former Little League baseball coach and a soccer coach. Now, he told me he wants to make it very clear to all of you watching right now, he did not kidnap and kill his own son. Now, even though he's upset about the big mix-up, he says he's speaking out in part to help identify the boy who was found dead. It was meant as a fun trip to Utah with some off-roading and marshmallows.
It was Memorial Weekend. I wanted to hang out with my sons. They had a long semesters of school, and we had this planned out that as soon as they graduated, we're gonna go ahead out and make this plans. Kids are having fun, marshmallows. Everybody's having a good time.
Well, that is until the group of Jose Montes' family and friends stopped in a small town for gas.
We turn around, there's like every law enforcement you can think about stripping me down, taking my kids away from me. I was stripped like a criminal.
They had my dad gun pointed. My dad was held gunpoint, and my dad's friends too.
Well, the family had no idea what was going on because they were out of cell service Friday when the little boy closer to home was found dead. Now, the mother of one of Montes' sons, 8-year-old Daniel, seen here with the other son, Eden, on the trip, said the picture police were showing was Daniel and called police. Metro says she even identified Daniel from autopsy photos. Police then named the unidentified boy and started looking for Jose and Eden. They didn't know any of this because, again, they were out of cell service, but got service while out riding and started to hear what was happening. Montes got in touch with Daniel's mother and said everything was fine, even put Daniel on the phone and thought that was it. Police later surrounded the group when they stopped in that town for gas. Montes is speaking out to first clear his name. Eden vouched for his dad.
My dad never hurt us. My dad never kidnapped me
I mean, he does look like the picture. Sorry.
or never killed.
But he has like the big eyes, you know, and other features. So I kind of don't. I want to say I don't blame the mom for thinking that. It's really unfortunate that they were out of cell service because one call would have cleared that up quickly. However, that's not how it went down.
Killed my brother. We were with my dad the whole time.
I'm not the perfect person, but you know what? That's something I will never do to my kids. I live for my kids.
Montes says he is not filing a lawsuit at this point. He says the focus needs to be on the boy who is still unidentified.
I want to help, and if anybody knows about who did this to this kid, come forward. Because now it's even personal to me now because I feel like that could have been my son. And that hurts right there.
Metro Police addressed this whole thing yesterday when I asked and responded once again today for this story. In this brand new statement, police say the LVMPD received extremely credible information from a reliable source that a juvenile may be in harm's way. As a police agency, we have a duty and responsibility to do everything we can to address that concern. Now, due to the swift actions of our investigators, we were able to verify the safety of 2 young children and bring closure to their families. Now, Montes says he plans to start a GoFundMe to help police identify the boy. We're told the money might be used to hire a private investigator or to help push this story out on social media. Live at the update desk, Joe Vigil, Fox 5 News.
I am going to keep looking more into that. I want to say that there has been another child death since the Amari Nicholson situation. If anybody is interested in knowing about that, that's going to be you know, on one of my past lives that I did. So I do need to look more into that. However, around the time that this was going on, I was doing research for the Aisha degree case. So I am going to get back into finding new stories having to do with, you know, the typical stuff that we cover here, child deaths, domestic violence, you know, assaults that happen on the street. There's been a lot of that going on too. Sinkholes, always sinkholes, and things like that. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do, and also remember to hit the notification bell to all so that you don't miss a live stream and you can join in on the discussion with the rest of us. Let me check to see what everyone's saying here. Emmanuel Briggs says, that's crazy, but better safe than sorry when it comes to the safety of the kid. Yes, absolutely. You know, it's too bad that their trip got interrupted by that. But it is better to know that the little boy was safe. And I still want to find out who that was and what was going on. For all I know, there's been an update on that situation, and I don't know about it yet. I might have missed it, but I'll look into it for sure. Raphael saying hi, and hit the like. Yes, always. Thank you. Alright, so this next story is going to be an update in the Aiden Fucci and Tristan Bailey situation. For those of you that aren't aware of it, a few weeks ago, Tristan Bailey turned up murdered. She was stabbed, I think, 114 times, and it turned out that one of her schoolmates is allegedly the main suspect in the situation, and this is going to be an update on that.
Right now it's 6.
So let's go ahead and take a look. This is called Crystal Smith, mother of Aiden Fucci, arrested, accused of tampering with evidence. This was posted June 5th and courtesy of First Coast News. So let's take a look.
Right now at 6:30, our top story, the mother of a teen murder suspect now facing charges of her own. You see her mugshot right here. This is Crystal Smith, and she's accused of tampering with evidence in the Tristan Bailey murder case. Her son, Aiden Fucci, is charged with first-degree murder. Smith turned herself in to the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office earlier today. On your side's Robert Bradfield explains what led to those charges.
This memorial continues to grow outside of Tristan Bailey's community, and this newly released arrest warrant details some information about the case that Aiden Fucci's mom washed the jeans Fucci was seen wearing when investigators say he killed Bailey.
This isn't uncommon. Parents want to protect their kids.
It's okay. So I had found, I think, like 3 clips covering this part of the story, and on each one they were from different news outlets. They had somebody, and in this case it was a criminal defense attorney, caping for the mom, saying that that's what parents do. They protect their kids. No, ma'am. They're supposed to teach their kids right from wrong first. Second, they don't cover up crimes having to do with murder. I don't care if it's your child. You're supposed to do the right thing as well. No wonder I'm starting to think, well, not that I'm starting to think, but I've been thinking this is why he is the way he is. It's just crazy. He stabbed the girl 114 times, and they have yet to say what the motive has been. All we have so far is the other schoolmate saying that that he said that he was going to kill someone. So I guess it could have been anybody. They haven't said if it was personal or what happened, but it's just crazy that the news is promoting the idea that that's what parents do. They protect their children, even in murder cases, and if not, they're provoking the audience or people to have strong reactions, because we all know that everybody, especially people in the community, felt very strongly and were very hurt by what happened. And here we have this woman who's out here saying that, oh, this is what parents do. They cover up for their kids' crimes. Like, that's insane. But let's continue watching.
Another layer to the high-profile case. Aiden Fucci's mom, Crystal Smith, charged with evidence tampering as detailed in this arrest warrant. It says Smith was seen on home surveillance washing blood off the jeans investigators say Fucci had on at the time of Bailey's death. Criminal defense...
Come on, he stabbed her 114 times. You know his pants had a ton of blood on them. Did she even ask him what was up with that? Like, could he have said, what, I was attacked by an animal and then I had to defend myself? But then again, like, did he have like any defense wounds, things like that? But I don't know. It's just crazy to me that she was covering up this crime. I don't care if that's her kid. That's insane.
Attorney Shannon Schott, who specializes in juvenile cases, says it is still the state's burden to prove.
She looks like a whole witch, you all. I'm just saying. She looks like the witch from Wicked. If she had like green skin, she could play the part. Just saying.
Smith was knowingly trying to hide evidence.
I've seen plenty of comments where people are judging her and saying the apple doesn't fall from far from the tree. But any parent, especially mothers, know they would do anything to protect their child.
Boo! Boo that lady.
The sheriff released a statement on Smith's charges, saying our goal in any investigation is to ensure proper accountability across the board for successful prosecution. Crystal Smith will be held responsible for her role in this case. Schott says she has some constitutional concerns about the search of Fucci's home and the questioning from police. She shares her thoughts about how this could affect the case tonight at 11. In St. Johns County, Robert Bradfield, First Coast News, on your side.
And Smith was booked into jail shortly after noon and was released less than 2 hours later on a $25,000 bond.
Hold up.
Right.
I'm just gonna do something real quick. Where is she? Nah, not that one. This other, yeah, right here. Southern Way says, looks like she would bite someone, not in a good way. Facts. I feel you. I'm sorry, he's cracking up. It says, you sound like the South Park dude, super cereal. Wasn't that Al Gore? When he was hunting down the man bear pig? Tell me if I'm wrong. Emmanuel Briggs says, if my mom is a serial killer was a person. Facts. That case is getting crazy and crazier. But I'll keep up with it, and if there's any more updates, I'll put it in a future playlist for us to watch. Alright. Okay, so I'm not too sure who was here at the time, but I did a report about, yeah, the man bear pig one, yeah, about a road rage incident that happened in Southern California. A woman was driving her 6-year-old child to kindergarten, and she was cut off by a car, and she flipped on the bird, and they responded by shooting into the car, and the bullet went through the trunk of the car and into the baby seat of Aiden Leo's, and ended up shooting him through the back and then through the stomach, and he passed away. And for like 2 weeks they were trying to find who did it. They had released a photograph of the car in question, and they also had a reward that went up to like $500,000. Calls came in, tips came in, and they finally were able to make an arrest. So I have 2 clips in that situation. The first one is courtesy of Inside Edition. It is called Who's the Couple Arrested in Road Rage Death of 6-year-old, and this was posted June 7th. So let's take a look.
Prosecutors say this is the man who shocked America, heartlessly shooting little Aiden Leos dead in a road rage incident. 24-year-old Marcus Anthony Ariz and his girlfriend, 23-year-old Win Lee, are being held on $1 million bail. Aiden's mom was driving the 6-year-old to kindergarten when he was shot in his car seat last month. The pair were arrested here at this apartment complex in Costa Mesa, California, about 14 miles from the site of the shooting. We're told police had the pair under surveillance at a local sushi restaurant, but it was deemed too dangerous to arrest them there, so they waited for them to return home and then closed in.
All right. That's fun.
There are several videos showing Marcus Ariz firing an assault rifle and other high-powered weapons posted on his Instagram page. He's also a welder and an auto body repair worker.
My baby getting worked on, looking all sad, soon to be nice. When you drift,
Not anymore.
you're bound to crash.
Body shop owners Tom and Stephanie Gregg used to employ Ariz. He was scheduled to interview with them today to get his old job back.
So get this, they knew, they had to have known that they killed, he killed the baby, and the woman basically drove the car. So they both knew what they did. For 2 weeks, they went about their lives. They were applying for jobs. When they were being surveillanced by authorities, they were eating sushi at a restaurant, and then they made it home. They had no intentions whatsoever to ever turn themselves in. And what's really disheartening as well is that it took 2 weeks and $500,000 reward for people to start coming out and saying who it could have been. But that's the world we live in. Southern Way says, so glad they found them. I hadn't heard. Emmanuel Briggs says, I'm glad they caught those idiots. I hope they put them under the jail. I hope they throw the whole library at them, because that was really heartbreaking. I was emotional when I heard about that story. It was just really sad, because I mean, you really have to be a crazy motherfucker that doesn't care about life. And then to see him like shooting guns off like that, like obviously he's just not taking it serious at all. Southern Way says, even your car is a piece of poop emoji. Facts.
When you heard that he was arrested in real...
Okay, so these two individuals here are former employers of the male suspect, and he was attempting to get his job back with them. And in fact, the day that he was arrested, he was supposed to go to an interview to get his job back. And unfortunately, because they are associated with him, people have been harassing them online and probably in person as well. But I mean, they didn't know. They didn't have anything to do with it. They weren't in the car. They weren't even anywhere close to the situation. They had no idea that it was him. So let's hear what they have to say.
Realized that he had worked for you and that he was actually trying to come back to work. What was your reaction?
I was so happy when we've been here, and I was so happy that he was arrested. Then when we saw his picture, to know that there was any even affiliation that we knew him was disgusting, disheartening. If I even had any bit of inclination knowing that it was him, I would have turned him in half a second.
Little Aiden was laid to rest today with his suspected killers behind bars. His mother spoke out at a memorial service over the weekend.
We will never forget the day you were taken from us. However, the joy of your memory will forever live on within our hearts.
Okay, so the next clip is going to have their mugshots, which is why I included it. So there's probably going to be some information that's going to be repeated. 1 second. Oh, actually, I messed up. Okay, this is called Suspect Charged with Murder in Road Rage, Shooting of 6-year-old, courtesy of Inside Edition, and was posted June 9th.
The charge is murder for a suspect who allegedly shot into the back of a woman's car, killing her 6-year-old son, Aiden Leos.
I am charging Marcus Anthony Ariz with a violation of Penal Code Section 187, murder with the enhancement of the penalty of discharging a firearm causing death.
24-year-old Marcus Anthony Ariz and 23-year-old Win Lee were...
He looks like he's on crack or something. Like, why are his eyes that big? In all the other pictures, like, and look, he also shaved his face. I guess that was an attempt at not being recognized or whatever, like that mattered. Just saying.
Were arrested in front of their home after law enforcement spent 2 weeks looking for them, according to California Highway Patrol.
All right, that's fun.
Social media posts show Ariz as a gun enthusiast, with videos of him at a gun range and shooting outdoors. He describes himself as a goal-oriented auto body technician.
We've all gotten upset at other motorists. Other motorists have been upset at us, but it's never come to a situation of violence, and certainly not to the loss of a life.
Detectives from California Highway Patrol believe Win Lee was driving a Volkswagen Golf sports wagon, while Marcus Ariz was the passenger. After an altercation on a freeway, Ariz allegedly shot into the back of Aiden Leos' mother's car while he was in his booster seat.
I am charging Winnie Lee with Penal Code Section 32, which is accessory after the fact, with willfully harboring, concealing, and aiding Marcus Ariz with the intent that Marcus Ariz might avoid and escape detection and avoid and escape arrest, trial, conviction, and punishment for murder. Miss Lee is also being charged with knowingly concealing a firearm in her personal vehicle, which is a misdemeanor.
Surveillance video of the...
That doesn't sound like enough for her. Emmanuel Briggs says, dude gives me Richard Ramirez vibes, the Night Stalker. Yeah, kind of, yeah. I see what you're saying. I was seeing in the comment section, I don't remember if it was this video, but I remember a lot of people having a problem with how much like she was being charged with. Maybe it was this one, hold on. Here we go. It was this one. So this person says Wen Lee was not just an accessory after the fact. Her role as a driver was integral to aiding Marcus Ruiz in the commission of a crime, in this case murder. Just as the driver of a getaway car in a bank heist can be charged with murder should the robber shoot and kill a clerk, so too should Wen Lee. In fact, her driving was directly instrumental in putting Marcus Ruiz in a position where he could shoot at the other vehicle. Good grief. On top of that, she had to have known that he did what he did, and she also didn't come forward. And then I noticed another comment that was opposing to that. Let me see. Okay, so this one says there is no evidence as of yet that she even knew he was going to open fire or encouraged him to open fire at the other car. You charge her with murder and the case is going to be dismissed because there is not enough evidence to pin it against her, especially under the new California law. If her boyfriend testified against her too and said that she encouraged him to open fire, then she will also be charged accordingly. As of yet, the info is extremely limited for the public. I don't know if I agree with that. On the first one, I definitely want to hesitate on comparing crimes. This wasn't a bank heist, but I get what the first person was saying. I just believe that she should be charged with more than just having a gun in her car. She definitely contributed to the crime. Let's see, Southern Way says she should get as much as him. She should have turned his ass in. Exactly. And in fact, when I first found out that they had been arrested, everybody was reporting that they were both going to get charged with murder. And that's not happening, but the laws in California have changed a lot. I don't know why my comments froze on my phone. Oh, my phone's just being janky as hell right now. Alright, let's keep playing this.
The Volkswagen Golf sports wagon helped narrow the search, according to police. Authorities say there are only about 140 of this particular vehicle currently driving in Orange County, California. In court, bail was tentatively set at $2 million for Ruiz and $500,000 for Lee. If convicted on all counts, Marcus Ruiz faces a maximum sentence of 40 years to life in prison, and Wen Lee faces a maximum sentence of 3 years in prison plus 1 year in jail. This is Inside Edition.
Okay, my phone's screwed up. Let me just restart it because it's being weird. But I do want to replay that last part when they talk about how much time they're facing.
If convicted on all counts, Marcus Ruiz faces a maximum sentence of 40 years to life in prison, and Wen Lee faces a maximum sentence of 3 years in prison plus 1 year in jail.
See, that's a big difference. So I will definitely keep an eye on that situation. I'm glad there have been arrests, though. We're getting there, I guess. Alright, so this next case that we're going to look at is the case of Samuel Olson. He is a child out of the Houston, Texas area. He turned up missing, and apparently nobody even knew that he had gone missing. His dad didn't know. His mom didn't know. His mom didn't have custody, but however, she didn't know. The grandparents didn't know. The school didn't report that he had not been going to school. He basically was failed by every adult in his life. he was murdered allegedly at this time by his father's girlfriend, who had the audacity to be a part of a news conference where she was alleging that she was concerned and wanted him to come back home and all this stuff. I'm pretty sure this next clip will tell the whole story, so I don't want to say too much and then have the information be repeated. But this is going to be a timeline of events. This is called Timeline of Samuel Olsen Case, and it is courtesy of KPRC 2. Click to Houston. Let's get this out.
HEB has developments tonight in the case of Samuel Olsen. Today, a judge raised the bond for the woman charged in connection with his disappearance.
Teresa Balboa does remain in jail tonight on bonds that total $600,000. She is the girlfriend of Samuel's father.
Balboa could face more charges if the body that was found in that East Texas motel room last week turns out to be that of the missing Houston boy.
KPRC 2's Brandon Walker walks us through the twists and turns in this tragic case.
He loves Buzz Lightyear and Woody.
Little 5-year-old Samuel Olsen.
We just need information.
Okay, this is the grandma, and some of her comments that she's made about what's happened so far doesn't make sense. She said that she had heard from him, but due to time of death and things like that, that kind of doesn't make sense to that. She said that she was preparing for his birthday party. He had already been passed away. How are you preparing for a birthday party for someone you haven't heard from? He was missing for, I want to say, at least a month before authorities got into the picture and started investigating. So I'm pretty much side-eyeing all the adults in his life at this point. Let's keep watching.
On anybody that knows anything.
At the center of a custody battle between his mom and dad. Often ping-ponging between homes, including grandparents and occasionally at dad's girlfriend's place. April 30th, the last time anyone other than a family member saw Samuel. He was at school. The timeline, though, is a bit muddy. Various people coming forward offering to clear things up. May 2nd. Samuel's grandmother, Tanya Olsen, said the last time she saw him was on May 2nd.
And to clear up that rumor that nobody's seen Sam since April 30th is a lie. I just provided you guys with pictures with dates.
May 10th, the dad's girlfriend.
That's the conference. And the dad too. Like, how did you not stay in contact with your child? You just leave your child with your girlfriend, who, by the way, had an assault on him. She had tried choking him to death, and he had pressed charges on her, and then he leaves his child with her. The hell?
And Teresa Balboa lives in a Gulf Freeway apartment with a roommate. According to court documents, Balboa called her roommate while he was at work and tells him that Samuel is dead. Records show
another adult that knew what was going on. She called her roommate, and her roommate helped her move his body, and he didn't say anything.
The roommate told investigators that he and Teresa put the child's body in the bathtub for 2 days. May 13th, the roommate told police that he bought duct tape and a plastic tote, and they wrapped the body in a plastic sheet, placed it in a tote bag, and the body in his vehicle, according to court documents. He said he and Balboa drove to a storage unit in Webster. May 27th, 2 weeks later, Samuel was reported missing. The dad and the girlfriend held a news conference.
No parent should ever have to go through this.
Balboa told authorities she was at her mom's house in Southwest Houston, getting ready to take Samuel to school. Then Samuel's mother and a man dressed as a police officer demanded the child.
I had no choice but to hand him over.
A fact later disputed by Samuel's mother. May 28th, Texas EquiSearch posted a missing persons flyer of Samuel on their Facebook page. A day later, May 29th, the Houston Police Department also issued a flyer. May 31st, according to court documents, at this point, the body presumed to be Samuel is still in a storage unit, and Teresa calls another person asking for help. Meantime, on the same day, police and EquiSearch look for the 5-year-old at the apartment complex and execute a search warrant.
We're really trying to figure out
when is the last time little Sam was actually seen?
June 1st, according to court documents, Teresa and the person she called a day earlier drive the body.
Another adult that she asked for help. I agree, Southern Way, they're sick, evil individuals. But I want to say that the second person that she asked for help did call a tip line or something like that, but still, that's crazy.
To a motel in Jasper. That same person calls Crime Stoppers.
Like, she got a lot of help to cover up this situation. I'm just really glad that she got caught in the act, because when the police did eventually reach to her, she was in the same hotel room with his body. So there's no denying that. I mean, she went all the way when she went to that news conference, and we've seen this before, where the person who ended up actually doing the wrong deed has a news conference, and they're making it look like they're just as concerned as everybody else, and the whole time it was them. And it's just really it's just psychotic and disturbing. She's crazy. Yeah.
With a tip. Later that day, we hear from Sam's mom through an attorney.
And then his mom also lawyers up to cover her ass, because where was she? But I want to say that she didn't have custody of Samuel, but still, she wasn't checking up on him at all. I mean, what's going on with the adults in this family in real life?
Lost for words now. While speaking, news broke that a child's body was found in a Jasper motel room. June 2nd, Teresa Balboa is arrested in Jasper and charged with tampering with evidence. June 4th, 2 days later, Balboa is brought back to Houston. June 7th, on Monday, wearing an orange jumpsuit, Balboa makes her first court appearance.
Prosecutors say charges could be upgraded, but that's dependent on the medical examiner's report. Meantime, Balboa's next court appearance is July 29th. So far, police nor prosecutors have released a motive. If you'd like to look over this timeline again and check out the court documents, we've posted them on click2houston.com. I'm Brandon Walker.
Motive, I mean, what's a good enough motive to kill a child? You know what I mean? It's never going to be something that we're going to be satisfied with, obviously. And I always hesitate to call the suspects crazy or psychotic or anything like that, because I feel like I'm contributing to their defense by saying that they're crazy. Look at what happened with Lori Vallow. Hi, Nicolette Moore. So good to see you. I was thinking my chat was frozen or something, but now that I see you chatting, I know it's not. So that's awesome. I hope you're doing good. I feel like I haven't seen you in a little while. Alright, so we have 6 more clips to go, and then we'll call it a day. She's a Methany. They kind of all looked like it. Even the grandma. I'm just going to put that out there. But yeah, I'll try to come back tonight maybe, if I could find some clips from today. If not, I will see you tomorrow, if not sometime later on in the week. But I'm gonna try to be more consistent about going live. I know I took a week off or something like that because just some stuff was going on, but I'm getting back into the rhythm of things. So hopefully I'll be going live more often from here on out. The next clip is out of Florida. It is called "Florida Man Says He Hit a Deer, but a Human Leg Was Found at the Crash Scene." And this is courtesy of Fox 13, Tampa Bay. There's an ad, so let me mute that. And this is going to be, this was posted June 7th of this year, obviously. So a week ago. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm gonna make that big and
investigating a deadly hit and run that happened just after midnight Sunday. FHP says the driver was traveling west on Cortez Boulevard in Spring Hill and hit a pedestrian on the roadway near Steuben Street, killing the person. FHP identified the driver as 28-year-old Joseph Strickland of Weeki Wachee and says Strickland put the victim's remains in his car and drove up to the next block, leaving the body behind the Dixie Lee bait shop. FHP says Strickland then called his friends to get help. So they came and pushed his vehicle down the road to where he was living. Investigators say Strickland told his friends he had hit a deer. When they got home, FHP says Strickland spray painted the damaged parts of his vehicle, then went to sleep. The next morning, though, Strickland's roommate went out to look at the car again and called police after realizing there was no way he struck a deer, judging by the damage to the car. That coincided with the discovery of a human leg on the side of the road nearby on Cortez Road and Highway 19. Troopers got to Strickland's home where they found the damaged car, while other troopers, along with Hernando and Pasco County Sheriff's deputies, found the body behind the bait shop. Troopers went to arrest Strickland, but he tried to run away. They got him and took him to the Hernando County Jail. It turns out he's already known to law enforcement in Minnesota, where he had a warrant out for his arrest for nearly killing a teenager in a crash last year. So FHP tacked on charges for this case, leaving the scene of a crash involving death, tampering with evidence, not having a driver's license, and not having insurance. Reporting in Hernando County, Justin Matthews.
That's crazy. This guy sucks at driving. I hope they just never let him out, because that's crazy. Southern Way says spray paint won't cover that shit up, bro. For real, that's insane. And I was seeing that it was the back of the vehicle that was damaged. So what, was he driving like backwards or something? Does that make sense to anybody? How is it that he hit somebody and the back of the car is what got the damage? See? Or is it maybe that the front is also damaged and the man like went through? No, because this looks like it got damaged at the top, so he landed at the top of the vehicle. Okay, so maybe he hit him and then he like went over and hit the top, and then that's how the glass broke. Another GTA driver. Something's going on out there, I don't know. I thought that was a crazy story when I ran into it. Alright, so here we go. Another sinkhole. This one's called Sinkhole Opens in Parking Lot Swallowing Several Cars. And this is courtesy of Inside Edition. This was posted June 7th. So this is pretty recent. Alright, so let's let the skip ad go. Alright. Oh,
a
shit.
sinkhole opened up in a hospital parking lot and swallowed some cars. The hospital caught...
Yeah, let's see that again. I see that it's going to replay it, but for anybody who wasn't watching, look at this.
A sinkhole opened up in a hospital parking lot and swallowed some cars. The hospital caught this video of the ground crumbling underneath the vehicles and taking one car after another. It happened in Jerusalem and caused quite the panic. Emergency crews rushed to the scene to help, including a unit to help people who may have been trapped in their cars. But fortunately, no one was hurt. Reports say the sinkhole is believed to have been caused by the construction of a new tunnel into Jerusalem, which will run under the parking lot. While it was big enough to swallow whole vehicles, it wasn't nearly as big as this sinkhole that opened up on a farm in Mexico. While only land was swallowed up, a crowd gathered to marvel at the size of the opening, which measured 160 feet wide and 49 feet deep. It's an eerie reminder that at any moment, anywhere, the ground can crumble underneath you. For Inside Edition...
Oh, hell no. At any moment, the ground can crumble underneath you. It was... Oh my god. I want to say it was a good, 10 years ago. I could be wrong, but it was a long time ago. I had heard a story about a sinkhole opening up in someone's home, and there was a family sitting in the living room, and they went in with it, and one of the adults was in a different room, and he had to watch his whole family just get swallowed up by the earth, and there was nothing he could do about it, and they all got lost in that. Ever since then, I was like, okay, I need to keep track of where these sinkholes are popping up. Southern Way says, I'm gonna have nightmares about sinkholes after today. Probably me too. Emmanuel Briggs says, just my damn luck, a sinkhole will open up at Walmart, not at Wally World. Damn it. Let's see. Inside Edition likes playing on people's fears. Maybe they do, but they're the only ones covering it. So I would rather them cover it than not, you know? I find it kind of suspicious when the news doesn't cover things, you know what I mean? Like in my area, if you look, I mean, I won't say where I'm at because that's not smart when you're a live streamer, but whenever I try to get news clips from there or from here, there's never anything like crazy happening. They make it look like this is like the safest place in the world. The news is like COVID updates, baseball games, you know, high school football games, events that are coming to the area, I don't know, like complaints from like businesses and like maybe like apartments, landlords that aren't doing their job. Like it's not, they make it seem like this is the safest place ever. And back in the day, I used to have friends that were like paramedics and stuff like that, and they were like, no, crazy shit happens all the time, but for whatever reason the news doesn't cover it. Now I find that suspicious. You'd rather them not cover it. See, but then I wouldn't have content to talk about, so I'd rather they do. We'll have to agree to disagree on that one. Alright, so we're down to our last 4 clips. This next story is having to do with the Gabriel Fernandez situation. If you're not aware of that story, he was a little boy that was severely abused by his mother and her boyfriend. They would hit him, they would keep him in a cupboard, like locked in a cupboard. They would make him eat used up kitty litter. If you want to see more about it, there's a documentary on Netflix. I'm not too sure what it's called exactly, but I could find out for you right now. Hang on. Let me just type that in. Netflix. Gabriel. Okay, it's called The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. And it's a series, it's a documentary, but there's a few episodes. Let me see, there are 6 episodes, and they're all like at least an hour long or something like that, so it's pretty extensive. So the mom recently had requested like a change in her sentencing, which is crazy because she was definitely guilty in the situation, but on top of that, her deal included her sentencing, and now because of some changes that have happened in California law, she requested a resentencing, so this is going to be an update with that. So let me just catch up on the comments real quick. Emmanuel Briggs says, sinkholes and space aliens, I'm telling you, all the zombies are next. Maybe that's a scary thought, but you never know. Alright, so here we have a man putting on makeup for some reason. Let's play that until we can skip through it. And this is going to be courtesy of CBS Los Angeles, and this was posted June 1st. 1 second while I catch up to this. Unmute.
Now to this other story we are following in court. The mother of 8-year-old Gabriel Fernandez, who was beaten and tortured to death in 2013, will stay in prison. A judge rejected a resentencing bid by Pearl Fernandez.
Fernandez's attorney had argued if she were tried now, she couldn't be convicted of first-degree murder because of recent changes in state law. The judge's ruling means she'll continue serving life in prison without the possibility of parole.
It was emotional being back in that courtroom again. For me, it took me back 3 years ago, 5 years ago. But you know what? Our wounds will heal.
We're thankful that she's been denied and she will die in prison where she's intended to.
The sound is the video itself. Unfortunately, I can't correct that. So we have to tolerate like that staticky sound.
Fernandez's boyfriend was sentenced to death for Gabriel's murder. A small protest was held outside the courthouse calling for justice. Some are blaming DA George Gascon's policies for helping further these types of petitions.
Water Township.
USA Today, I'll look into that. I'll make a note of it. I'll have to find it. USA Today on hybrid babies. Are you talking about like alien hybrid babies? Cause I was gonna plan a live stream about like how the government is talking about disclosure and like the UFOs that have been turning up lately. So I'll probably add that if I could find something that I could show on the next live. Okay, so this next story is called Whitewater Township Man Charged in 3 Rapes, Wife Accused of Helping Him, and this is going to be a story about minors. So viewer discretion is advised. Where's my banner? Okay. And this is going to be courtesy of Local 12, and this was posted today. So let's take a look at this story.
Whitewater Township couple now indicted on several charges in connection to the rapes of 3 teenage victims. Anthony Philpott was indicted this week on charges.
Okay, Nicolette, have a good day at work or at the office. I hope to see you soon.
Charges of rape, gross sexual imposition, and kidnapping. His wife, Shauna Philpott, has been indicted on charges of complicity. Both pleaded not guilty in court this morning and are being held on a $250,000 bond. The accusations are from 2016 to 2018. According to court documents, Shauna Philpott is accused of setting up a Facebook page where she befriended teenagers. She'd then invite them to their home on Stevens Road and give them alcohol. And then, according to those documents, Anthony Philpott is accused of sexually molesting the teens.
Did you hear that? The woman started a Facebook page that was targeting teenagers. She was befriending them, inviting them over, giving them alcohol, and then her husband proceeded to molest them. And this was, I think she said, like 2016 to 2018, and this is like barely coming out. So if I see any more updates, if this goes to trial, I will definitely post them in a future live stream, because that is really, really fucked up. And it's just really sad too that a lot of these stories don't get viewed enough to me, because there needs to be more awareness of these situations that are happening. If you look at this was only posted today, but there's only 71 views, no comments. You know, there should be, in my opinion, some kind of outcry. There should be more awareness in these situations. There's only so much that a YouTuber can do to spread the word, you know what I mean? But it's just really sad to see that this isn't getting the type of attention on national news. It's almost like it gets swept under the covers. Emmanuel Briggs says that's disgusting, but strangely enough, I've heard of women helping their husbands do that before. Sickening. Don't know why any woman would want anything to do with a man like that, much less help them. Exactly. Southern Way says, looks like someone raped his nostrils. Well, we know what they do to child molesters in jail, so I'll leave that there. Alright, so this next one is another sinkhole situation, and I found this clip from today, and this was in Mumbai. I don't think that we've covered this one yet. Perhaps we have. It kind of looks like the one that happened in the hospital, but I'm not too sure, so let me check, or let's watch it together. No, this is a different sinkhole. Shit, what is that, like 4 or 5 of them already? There's the one in Mexico, there was that one in that place that I couldn't pronounce, the one at the hospital, and now this one. Those 4. I think we're all gonna have nightmares about sinkholes tonight. Sorry, guys. Oh wow, you hear that? It's all nature. Dang.
और देखा तो हमारी गाड़ी
Okay, I don't know if there's going to be translation. If not, I'll read it.
टेढ़ी हो गई थी जमीन के अंदर और
No. Okay, so he says, we saw that our car was tilted towards the sinkhole. Both my children came down.
मेरे दोनों बच्चे
Came down running. My wife and daughter-in-law were upstairs, and by the time my children
के नीचे आए, मेरे डॉटर इन लॉ और मेरे वाइफ ऊपर खड़े थे और उन्होंने ताबड़तोड़
By the time my children came down, the car had started to drown slowly into the sinkhole.
नीचे जाके देखा तब तक तो गाड़ी धीरे-धीरे पानी में जाना शुरू हो गई थी। उसी टाइम मेरे
my daughter-in-law was carrying a mobile phone which she used to take photographs.
के पास हाथ में मोबाइल फोन था, उसमें से उसने पहले फोटो क्लिक किए थे और जैसी गाड़ी अंदर
and a video of the car sinking into the sinkhole.
जाने लगी, उन्होंने वीडियो क्लिक कर दिया.
Yeah. Emmanuel Briggs says sounds if the sinkhole doesn't get you, the animals will. Yeah, it sounded like some loud birds. Alright, so now we're down to our last clip of the day. This is called... Okay, so this is going to be an update. Southern Way says, okay, now you're just playing with our emotions. I didn't mean to. I didn't think there was going to be so many sinkholes. But here we are. Alright, so this last clip is an update, or somewhat of an update, on the Amari Nicholson case. If you're not aware of it, he was a little boy that lived in Las Vegas, I want to say. I know it was Nevada. Yeah, it's Las Vegas. And he, oops, let me take that down. He turned up missing, and his mother and her boyfriend had a news conference. Spoiler alert, the boyfriend did it. The mother was saying, she was the one who kind of offered, it seemed to me like she offered up like what she thought happened. She said that she had left town to go see her mother, who had been attacked by a dog and was getting surgery. So she went over there to go check on her and help her out. She leaves her baby with her boyfriend, and allegedly she, for whatever reason, they never really explained this too much, obviously because they're lying, said that she told her boyfriend that somebody was going to be stopping by. That's it. Because people just tell each other, hey, someone's stopping by. And I'm not going to tell you what for or who it is, but someone's stopping by. So allegedly the boyfriend was expecting somebody, and allegedly somebody showed up, and it was the baby's father's sister, and that she rushed through the house or the apartment that they were living in and grabbed the baby and took off with him. That was all lies. The baby ended up being turned up, passed away not that far away, and then they arrested the boyfriend, who later on admitted that he killed the baby because he wet his pants. He was only like 2 years old, so he was being potty trained and he wet himself, and this, I guess, aggravated the boyfriend, and I want to say that he hit him and ended up killing him. So this is an update on that case. This is called Clark County District Attorney Considers Death Penalty in Amari Nicholson Murder Case, and this is courtesy of Fox 5 Las Vegas, and this was posted June 3rd. So let's take a look.
Accused of killing 2-year-old Amari Nicholson pleaded not guilty in court. Terrell Rhodes' attorney confirmed the not guilty plea today. Rhodes is facing murder charges in the death of Amari Nicholson in early May, while the boy's mother, who Rhodes was dating, was out of town. Rhodes reportedly beat Amari when the toddler wet himself. The Clark County District Attorney says there's a possibility the DA's office may ask the jury to consider the death penalty in the case.
Part of my role as the chief prosecutor here in Clark County is to send a message to this community and the people that live here that we take violent crime seriously, and there will be serious consequences if you commit the most serious offenses like murder.
He says the decision in Rhodes' case will be made in the next 30 days. Rhodes' next court date has been set for June 11th.
Okay, so that's that. Now, there are a couple of cases that I am aware of. I did want to get more into the Samuel Olson case, and then there's also Cash. I forgot his last name. Cash Garrett, I think. Let me find out. Cash. Was it Garrett? Hold on. Cash. Child death. And I know it was in Texas as well. Gernon. Cash Gernon. So I had asked somebody else if they wanted to cover the story, but they seem to be out on, responsibilities, priorities, and things like that. I'm gonna ask if they would rather me do it. If that's the case, if I could hear back from them tonight, then I'll try to come back and I will cover that story and then the other child death story that I was talking about. So that's going to be it for today. I just want to thank everybody for stopping by, and I really do appreciate all of my new subscribers, everybody that came in today. Let me go ahead and stop sharing this screen and move on to my new farewell screen. Share audio. Put it here. So I'll try to come back tonight. Daniel Williams, thank you so much for being here. Emmanuel Briggs, you too. I hope you have a very good rest of your day. I hope to see you soon. I'll try to come back tonight. Southern Way, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Nicolette Moore, I hope you have an excellent day at the office. That's what I'm going to call people's jobs now. I'm just going to say at the office. I have no idea where anybody works, but I'm just going to say at the office. Let's see, Keith Hatton, I still don't know if I'm saying your name right. If I mispronounce, I didn't do it on purpose. I do apologize. Observing stuff, always good to see you. And Raphael Flat Plane TV, thank you so much for stopping by. And Tyron Spain TDOA, always good to see you too. And I know Punisher J Gaming was here as well. If I missed anybody, I do apologize. I didn't do it on purpose, but the chat only lets me go up so far. Southern Way says you all too, and watch those sinkholes. Always watch those sinkholes. You never know when the earth is going to open up and swallow you. And that's not going to stop me from covering sinkholes, okay? I'm still going to. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoy my new outro. It's not a video, it's a still. I'm still working on trying to get this to be animated, but it's taking its time because I make mistakes and then I gotta start over. But yeah, so thank you so much, everybody. I hope you all have a good rest of your day and rest of the week until I see you next time. So thank you so much, everybody.